I'll start to do the recording. Okay, so here I'll add the estimations. Okay, uh, fine. So in the estimations, we are means this is what the estimations means, the testing estimations. Okay, so in the testing estimates, so we'll be discussing about 3 pointers. One is functional point technique, and second one is experienced based technique, and third one is WBS. Okay, uh, as I told you, so there are many scenarios to do the estimations. So the estimation, you may know something, so that for that particular task you need to do the estimation. You know something to do the estimations, and you don't know anything, do the estimation. And you don't know anything, and there are a lot of complexities involved also. Don't know anything, but lot of complications and challenges you have it. But you need to do the estimation. What do you, first of all, what do you meant by estimations? See, now estimations, I given you some task. Okay, as soon as I given you the task, I'll ask you by when it will be completed. Then what you will be doing is you need to estimate, you need to give me what is the output of that one. You need to give me some time. Boss, you asked me to, for an example, I asked you to cook chicken biryani or some biryani I want to ask you. Then what you'll say, it will take 1 hour of time, or you'll say it will take 1 hour 15 minutes of time. How you are giving your time? So now, because I need to wait for that. So I asked you to cook some biryani, and then I asked you immediately, when can I get this? When I asked you this one, you say that boss, you'll get within a 1 hour or 1 hour 15 minutes maximum, you'll be getting it. So how you are giving the estimations means already you know, have done this, and when you have been done it in your past, it'll taken 1 hour of time or 45 minutes of time, but you have added some buffer time, and then you are giving me 1 hour, 1 hour time, or 1 hour 15 minutes it will take. So estimations always give that for how much time I need to wait, and it also help us to do the planning further more, because based upon this only I need to plan something. See, I need to go out. See, I need to travel. So now if I order this one, so within how much time I'll be getting it, and how much time I need to eat, and then I'll plan accordingly so that I will not miss my flight. So estimations always help us to give a better planning, and estimations are done it in a different situations, and we do have different techniques how to do the estimations. So we do have many techniques. Out of this many techniques, we will be discussing about these basic 3 techniques for today. And the estimation means the estimation, when you are making the estimations, there will be a different scenarios. So out of these different scenarios, so how we need to do the estimation, we should understand it. Okay, so this is about a very brief about the brief introduction of the estimations. And why we do the estimations, you already know the answer, because estimations are helpful to do the proper planning. So how to do and what not to do, so those all things we will be getting it from the estimations point of view. Okay, now first one, we'll take about the functional point technique. So when it comes to the functional point of technique, so this is the most prominent one which we will try to use it. What do you mean by functional point technique? For an example, I take in an application. So I'll take Amazon. Okay. I need to test this application, but I don't know the complete functionality of this particular Amazon. How you will do the estimation then for this? See, now I given you an application and I'm asking you how much time it will take to do the estimation. You don't have any clue. So estimations should start from where to where we need to start. See, now complete your STLC should have the estimations, right? Means your complete testing life cycle has to be have the estimations. So what is your STLC? Can you tell me what are the phases of the STLC we have it? What are the phases available in the STLC?
Requirement analysis, test plan preparation, test case preparation, prepare RTM, test execution, effect tracking, test
So
execution.
complete your STLC you need to consider, and then TCLC you need to consider. You need to consider the BCLC. So you need to when you're giving the estimations, you need to consider all these all. So now here we do have requirement gathering. So how much time you will do the requirement gathering? You need to give the tentative for this one. So probably I'll spend 2 to 3 hours in gathering that particular requirements. Now I'll mark this one as, so this is subjective. Within 3 hours it will be completed, probably not. So I'll be talking to the client, or I'll talking to the PO. I'll try to understand what are the requirements I should have it. See, when someone asks you to give the estimation, you take these 3 as your benchmarks. Okay, because it's complete STLC you need to do it. Now in this requirement gathering, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to gather as much as requirements. Probably I'll sit for 3 hours to gather the complete information, and once after the information gathering, I need to do the analysis of this one. So when I do the analysis, probably I'll take 2 hours or 3 hours of time. So how you are saying that it will take 2 hours or 3 hours of time? It is completely subjective. So previously when I have done in the previous projects, means gathering the requirements, it didn't take 3 hours or 4 hours. Or if I didn't, this is your first time you are trying to do, so at that point of time, how much time you will try to talk to this is like a trial and error basis. So how much time you'll gather the requirements? 3 hours or 4 hours, or you can give for 4 hours, give the justification why it will be 4 hours. See, always it should be justifiable and then quantifiable. So that's where you need to give the estimates. Now I have been given the 3 to 4 hours of time. Now you have gathered all your requirements. Now once you gather your requirements, you need to analyze that requirements, right? So whether this is feasible or not, whether we can achieve it or not, how we need to do it. So the analysis time you can give it 50% of the analysis time, gathering requirement gathering time you can give it, or it's up to subjective. So it always means based upon my experience, what I'll try to do, I'll take the 50% of time. This is nowhere written, but this is up to you. So how you wanted to give the, but it should be justifiable. So why should you take in 2 hours or 3 hours? Now after this one, what is the next phase? Requirement gathering, analysis. What's next?
Design.
Okay, planning.
Test plan,
So
test
means
plan.
in the what we will be doing, we'll be writing the test plan for this. So now here for writing the test plan document, so how much time you need to do it? Because now you understand your complete requirements, you analyzed your all requirements. Now you know how to prepare your test plan. So already you have the test plan document, and how much time you'll be preparing. Probably 5 hours of time I need to spend, and then I'll prepare my test planning. So this is how you will be writing your test. Means you've seen the document, right? So how much time you will take to prepare that particular document? You will be writing it. See now, out of this, what is outcome you'll be getting it? Output of this one is your, what you'll get output of this one?
Test plan document.
Test plan document you'll be getting on this. Okay. So now after this one, now next what you are trying to do?
Yes.
Test case development.
Test
Test
case
case development.
Test case development.
So now when it comes to the test case development, so you need to bring out your TCLC. In TCLC, what are the phases you have it?
Analysis, design,
Planning, design,
create,
creation, review,
Planning, design, create,
create,
review,
review,
test
execution,
case, execute,
Execution, review.
matrix and
maintenance,
result.
execution,
Matrix and result.
maintenance and result.
matrix, execution, and then matrix. and then maintenance. So now you take this one. So now these are the phases you have it. For test case planning, so how much time it will be taking, the creation, how much time it will be taking, review, how much time it's taking, execution, how much time it's taking, maintenance, anyways, that's a future term. So now not currently it is required, but these are the things which you want to do it. But you don't know how to do this all, right? So how many, see, planning, designing, okay, at least I can derive. Creating, how you will know how much time it will take to create a test case? Okay, how you create the test cases? We discussed this one, right? So how you are trying to create your test cases? What is a prerequisite for
From
creation?
analyzing test scenarios. From test scenarios.
You create the test scenarios. From test scenarios, the test cases would be created. And test cases will have test steps. Guys, you shouldn't forget these basics. Okay, so now
Test
overall, how many test scenarios are there? To create the test cases, how many functionalities are there? Or you can call it as features. How many features are there or functionalities are there? List down all the functionalities. This is what the first activity, right?
Yeah.
List down all your functionalities. Now I have listed down all my functionalities. Now after listing down this particular functionalities, which is what my test scenarios, I have been taken it. Now what I need to do, drill down, I need to create the test cases, but I need to give the time. So how much time it will take to create, review, execute, and then get this one. So now what we need to do here is we are trying to use the functional point technique. What do you mean by functional point? The name itself is saying it, your estimation should be on the functionalities. So now you do have the list down all your functionalities. Now what I list down, my functionality, I'll take it for Gmail. So now what are my functionalities? Login, inbox, outbox, compose mail, and trash, send mail. So like this, you have listed down all your functionalities. Now for this particular functionalities, now you need to drill down how many test cases you'll be getting it. This is not so accurately you can get it. Means for login, I'll be having 20, or for this one, I may get 60. You may not know that. So now, first of all, what you need to do is, first you need to define some legends. Legends means, you do remember, right? Colors, we'll keep it red color, blue color, red color, green color, and orange color. Means legends means how I need to translate the things. Means if it is red color means it is not done. Green color means it is completed. Orange color means it's in orange or amber color means it's in progress. That's how we will discuss, right? Now, test cases can be divided into 3 levels: high, medium, and low. 3 categories we have been derived. How we need to derive the test cases high, medium, low? There is concept, means on what basis? Means if you are saying that high priority test cases, or on what basis you wanted to derive, means complexity of that particular test case, and how much critical is that particular test case, and how much time it was taking for that particular test case to implement that particular, means execution, how much time it was taking, and how much complexity it is. Complexity means critical, means how much hard to execute that particular test case. So based upon these 2 factors, these particular high, medium, low will be given for the test cases. And even some people, what they will do, they will put it as a priority also. Priority means what? Priority means what?
How soon the bug should be fixed by the developer?
See, priority, severity, we have been discussed in terms of bugs. Priority, we didn't discuss in terms of test cases. Priority means, it's, if it means all smoke test cases, they will keep it as a high priority. It depends upon organization to organization, and it also changes because they means if it is means a high priority means those are smoke cases. Medium means they will keep it like a regression, and low means those are the cosmetic test cases. It depends upon the organization to organization, they will change it. But usually these classification need to be done on complexity and the time. Okay, so now what you need to say for this one is login I may have 100 test cases. For an example, for a total number of test cases, tentatively I'll get it for 20 test cases for login. And out of 20, 5 cases are high and 10 cases are medium and another 5 cases are low. How you derived this particular 20 cases? So now you need to tell me in the login functionality, means you know the scenarios now. Now you are classifying the test cases from your scenarios. Means you will be having approximately means all the true false true false test cases, and then boundary value analysis test cases, and then special characters, wild characters. These all test cases will be there. Approximately 20 test cases are there. Out of these 20 test cases, based upon the complexity and time, high 5, and these all are subjective. Subjective means may or may not, means approximately. So out of 20 we have 5 high, 10 medium and 5 low. So now the same way you will derive it for all other functionalities also, by going through the analysis of each functionality, understanding the functionality, and you'll come up with saying that this will have 20 test cases, and all things will have 20 cases. You will be saying that you will be having these all the test cases which you will be having it. You will be mentioning that particular pointers. Now you know how many total number of test cases. So now you know total number of functionalities and how many drill down test case, total number of test cases. And out of total number of test cases, means here if you see here 1 2 3 4 5 6, means 120 test cases are there. Out of 120 I have one means 6, right? 30 high priority test cases, means I'm just doing the sum of all this, and 60 medium and 30 low. So this is how I derived. Okay, boss, for all your list of functionalities, I do have the I do have this many list of functionalities are there, and these are the total number of test cases. These are my total number of medium test cases. These are my low test cases. Now what I'll try to do, I'll take one test case. Okay, probably not one, I'll take two test cases, 2 high, 2 medium, 2 low. Okay, I take in two test cases. Now I'll first see how much time it will take to create two, means this particular 6 test cases are there, right? So for 2 high test cases, how much time it was taking to create the high, and the 2 test cases medium I have been taken, right? How much time it was taking, and low 2 test cases, how much time it was taken. Same way for doing this particular means creation of test cases I have been taken. Now same way I'll take it for review. So for reviewing 2 high cases, how much time it was taking, reviewing medium, how much time it was taking, for reviewing 2 low test cases, how much time it was taking, and execution. So how much time it was taking for high, how much time it was taking for medium, and how much time it was taking for the low. So now what I'll try to do for high 2 test cases, the creation time plus review time plus execution time plus deriving the metrics time, all these things are coming like for one test case it comes around 15 minutes, and for another test case it was coming for 14 minutes. So now I'll try to do it for the medium. So now when I do for the medium, for one test case it comes around 10 minutes approximately, Another test case, it was coming for 9 minutes. And for low, if you see here, I get for the low. Now for the low, it came around 8 minutes and 6 minutes. Now what I'll try to do, I'll take the average sum and do the average of this. So now sum and average means what I'll try to do, I'll go for the calculator. Sum of this one is 15 plus 14, 29, divided by means how many values are there? 2 values. So this is the average time. So for one, if I wanted to do for one high particular test case, it was taking me 14.5 minutes for high. Now for medium, it was coming around 9.5. If I do the average for this thing, it will come for 9.5, and low it will come around 7. So now I derive these values by doing function, means I did it for once and I derive this particular benchmarks. Now this is for low, this is for medium, this is for high. Now I have this particular values. I'll take this particular value and then I'll try to, how many high are there? 30 high are there. So 30 high into 14.5 minutes. 60 into 9.5 and 30 into 7. I'll multiply this all and derive the time. So now approximately if I multiply this one, so for high, how much time it will be getting it. So all things you need to do, use the calculator. So now 14.5 into 30 test cases, how much time it came? 435 minutes. 435 minutes I'll be getting it. Now here I need to plus and medium. So now how many? I have 60 test cases into 9.5. So these all minutes, right? 570 minutes. Now for low, I need to check that 30 test cases into 7. I'll be getting 210. So now what I'll try to do, 210 plus 570 plus 435. These all things are minutes. So overall, I'll be getting 12-15 minutes. Now minutes means what I need to convert, divided by 60. I'll be getting in hours. So overall, I'll be getting it 20.25 hours of time. So per day, one person average, he need to work for 6 to 7 hours, right? We'll consider 6 hours. So now how much time to achieve for this man hours? Okay, for this 20 hours is overall time, right? What we will do, we'll add some buffer. Buffer means some contingency time. So adding some extra time for unseen or unforeseen things, means some current off, internet down, server down, something happened, right? So probably 10 to 15% is a contingency time we can add. 10 to 15. This is industry standard percentage. Now I'll take 10% means it comes around 20 for 10% means 2.5 hours I'll be adding it. So 21.5 hour, 20.5 hour plus another 2.5 hour means 23 hours is the time which I'll be taking it care. So 23 hours, these are the hours it will take. Now out of this 23 hours, now what I need to do, I need to derive the man days. Man days means hours divided by per man, how many hours he will work in a day, 6 hours to 7 hours. I'll take 6 hours per day. So now 23 divided by, okay, 23 divided by 6, it gives me 3.8 days. Means approximately this will take 4 days of time. So in this means this is what the 4 days of time to do the execution of this 120 test cases. It require me 4 days. So this is how the functional point technique will be worked, and then it will be derived. So if you see here, I'll be getting into the details and I'll be understanding each and everything, and I'll derive the test cases and the execution time, creation time, and all things will be logging it. And here we have been considered STLC and this one, but it's still BCLC is not considered. Means if you have the bugs, so how the bugs will be logging it, and how much time it will take for bug logging, and how much time, for an example, we need to write the bugs life cycle. There you'll be having the bug logging time we need to do it, and retesting time we need to do it, and then closing time. We will take for one bug this much of time. Approximately we are expecting 10 to 15 bugs based upon our previous release. So 10 bugs, if you are getting it, this much of time for this. Even that time also will be added over here. And this 120 test cases of execution, it takes 4 man days. If one person does, then it will take 4 days of time. And this will be in one browser, either Chrome and Firefox. Now, consider that if 2 people do this one, within how many days it will be completed? 2 days.
2 days.
So now 2 days it will take one browser for 2 persons. Now, if I wanted to do it for 2 browsers, then for 2 people, 2 browsers, how many days it will take?
4 days.
4 days. That's it.
4 days.
So these all things are your math, and this is how you will be calculating. This is one of the most prominent thing, and the structural way of doing the things is functional point of thing. So now at least 80%, 75% to 80% accuracy you'll be getting it. 100% accuracy you will not get it. Means 4 days you are giving, that is tentative time. It may or may not happen, but it will not vary very long. Means if it is 4 days, means it may go 4.5, but not 9 days, 10 days. So the accuracy of this functional point technique is 75% to 80%. So this is how you need to derive the estimations. Even now, if means we will do the estimations in that particular pattern. If you see for one of the project which recently I have been done. This is another technique, WBS, but still, so more or less it would be same. So this is the WBS technique. So now we list on all the functionalities, all the things, and there we will be writing that, and how much time it will be taking at, who is the resources is working on, what are their assumptions, what are these comments, and all things will be deriving it, and what are the general tasks. So this is WBS technique. Functional point technique, I don't have the document, but usually most prominently used techniques are these 3. Okay, I know that it would be like confusing pointer, because this would be with the minimum experience, the people will do the estimation. So directly they can't ask you these estimations, but still the people, means whenever you are